Support provided by Lafayette Travel, Red Stick Sports, and the U.S. Army Baton Rouge Recruiting Battalion.
A lot of hype for that game. There's usually a lot of hype when LSU takes on Alabama, whether it's in Tuscaloosa or whether it's in Baton Rouge. But because of what has happened over the last 2 weeks in South Louisiana, as we mentioned on Saturday morning's show, the football game has kind of been an afterthought between Alabama and LSU. The Crimson Tide, they were left for dead after losing to Florida State to start the season. Now they're top 4 in the country. Meanwhile, LSU was at one time number 3 in the country. Now left for dead. Coaching changes, a new president, a new chancellor, a new athletic director, all led to what happened Saturday night in Tuscaloosa. Let's take you back to the highlights and show you how things played out. Look, it's always a big one. There's Frank Wilson making his interim head coaching debut for the LSU Tigers, and here come the Tide. Defense, remember what Frank Wilson said. We want to be more physical. They actually practiced more physical. Well, early on, they've got their shot. 3rd and 1, and look at the defense make the stand. So you know what Alabama says? We're going for it. 4th and 1, and look at the defense collapse again. Absolutely no yardage, and they are pumped, making the big stop. Wes Weeks watching his brother Wes Weeks on the floor. Coach Baker thrilled with what the defense can do. LSU then gets it on the offensive side. Early on, fumble for Harlem Berry, but guess what? It turns into a positive play for LSU. He loses the ball, but the Tigers jump on it, but maybe a thing to come, a sign of things to come. Then Nuss to Nick Anderson. He makes the catch, 16 yards. First down. Damian Ramos then in for the field goal, and pushes that one off to the left. Special teams has actually been a little bit of a struggle when it usually isn't much of a struggle for LSU. Next possession, Nussmeier back to pass, hits Bauer sharp. He gets 13 yards but loses the ball. And Scott, I know y'all are taught this on defense. I'm not even sure if that's a punch.
Yeah, they're teaching. We used to strip the ball. Now they're teaching the punch technique for these linebackers and DBs coming from the blind side. So as a ball carrier, you have to cover that ball at all 5 points.
Nikkei Hill-Green punches it out literally, and it puts the Crimson Tide in business. But the defense does hold. So Alabama has a 45-yard field goal. They make it, and it's 3-0. Early second quarter, Harlem Berry. There he goes. Finds the hole. This is what LSU has been looking for. We've seen them get one here or one there, but you need some more consistently. 37 yards. Maybe that's a sign of things to come. Or not. Ramos from 30 yards when the offense can't do anything else. We're tied at 3. Next Bama possession. Daniel Hill powers his way in from 4 yards out. It's close. They had to look at it, but the ball crosses the plane right there. It's good. It's 10-3 Alabama. Under a minute to play in the half. Ty Simpson is going deep. And Lotier Brooks is there. 53 yards. Unfortunately for LSU's defense, we saw too much of this. Big splash plays by Alabama's passing game. Next play, Simpson to Ryan Williams. 13 yards on this one as he climbs the ladder to get it at 17-3 Alabama. Same score, Tigers inside the 15, 3rd and goal. And Nuss is going the wrong way. He turns right into the defender. That's a sack and a loss of 14, and that would be the last time we would see Garrett Nussmeier on the field for the night. Ramos comes in, gets another field goal at 17-6. Tigers still in shouting distance. Early 4th quarter, Michael Van Buren is in at quarterback. He finds Chris Hilton. Chris Hilton's still playing? We didn't even see him. He went to media day. We didn't even see him at all. The young man makes a huge play there. And LSU's moving. 3rd and 13, Van Buren on a rope to Berry and Brown. 19 yards on that catch. 1st and goal. Now Van Buren takes the loss. Trying to stay alive, tries a juke move, doesn't work. It's a sack of 10. So both teams would make more field goals, and that's it. Alabama wins. LSU does not see the end zone. Final score of 20-9. A bit of the same old, same old. Here's Frank Wilson after the game.
Here's what we asked of our team, that they go out and compete and play with a style and brand of football representative of our university. I thought we did that. I thought we played hard. I thought we competed throughout the duration of the game. At the end of it, our best wasn't good enough tonight, so we finished second. But I thought there were some good things that happened, and there's some things that will continue to need to improve on. We need to take care of the ball a lot better than we did. 3 of them on the ground, 2 of them picked up by the opponent. And that was the difference in the game for us. And so I told the team, pick your heads up. You fought, you competed. There's no moral victory, but there is a lot to be said for how we played the game. I thought our defense played extremely well. You take away some of those big plays that we gave up. They weren't necessarily drives that they just took down the field, but they did get behind us a couple of times. I thought Blake Baker, our defensive staff, did an outstanding job game planning. I thought they gave us opportunities to be able to compete. I think, they didn't rush the ball extremely well. We contested passes like we said we wanted to do, and eventually we were able to start moving the quarterback off of his mark, which was advantageous for us. You look at us in our preparation, you look at us in pregame, you look at how we played this game. That wasn't a team that had quit in them. That wasn't a team that was submissive or not willing to fight back. It just wasn't our day, unfortunately, to capitalize or to win the football game. But I thought our kids handled the 2 weeks well, and I thought they did some things well. When you're playing against a team like this and you have opportunities, you have to seize the moment, and we fell short on doing that. I was hurt for our players. They wanted to win. I wanted them to have that, to savor that, to have that moment, and so I hurt for them. They were extremely disappointed in the locker room because they prepared so hard and so well, and so the key was to let them know, pick your chin up, hold your head high, and we'll continue to build off of this, that there is no disappointment, although unfortunately we didn't get the win. The way you played mattered most. And so when you play the number 4 team in America and you put yourself in position, that's something you could build off. And so we'll build off of that, and we'll be better next week.
Really no other choices for the Tigers than to try to build off of that as they don't see the end zone. Van Buren replaces Nussmeier in the third quarter. Once again, double-digit penalties for LSU. 10 penalties for 74 yards. Alabama just had 2 for 25 yards. The next game for LSU is an early morning kick against Arkansas next week. Scott, you hear what he's talking about, and again, when you talk LSU and Alabama, you're usually not talking about things like you played well, we'll look to improve. This is usually for the last, decade plus, this has been a clash. I mean, it is head on head, and they are getting at it. Not so much right now. It just kind of defines the way this LSU season has gone. Yeah,
when you look at this LSU season, you went from the start of the season, an impressive road win against Clemson, talking about SEC championship, national championship, playoffs, to now you're potential start of the season top 3 pick in the draft quarterback is being benched. I mean, a lot has happened in a short amount of time at LSU. Now it's just about figuring out, they still have great recruiting classes, and that's to your point. When you get LSU and Alabama together, it's a lot of 4 stars, a lot of 5 stars playing, and you'd expect that type of matchup every single time these guys play.
We heard Frank Wilson say the team had to run more. They still only wound up with 59 rushing yards. So they actually outrushed Alabama 59-56, but still, it's not there. You passed more than you ran the ball. It's just that consistent. There's just a question. What's missing? There is something that's missing. Yeah. Everybody, they fired a coach now. They got a new AD. They're on a new coaching search. Somebody's going to find that golden nugget of what it is. Whatever it is, it's missing right now.
And when you have that question, everybody has that question. It's not just on the outside of the locker room. Guys in the locker room have the same question. What do we have to do? What's going on? What position group needs to play better? But I know this. If I'm a defense coordinator in the country right now, and my defense isn't playing well, I'm doing what Coach Baker did. I'm walking into the head coach's office and saying, we want 9 on 7 this week because their defense completely transformed. You need those reps to get ready for game type speed, game type environment against a good Alabama team. So defensively, much improved, much better. Effort was there, played the run pretty good. Offensively, it's about remain committed to the game. Trey'Nez Green has to get 10 targets a game. I understand he's talented, but Harlan Berry needs to touch the ball a lot too. Get that running game going and stay committed to it.
And, of course, the big question is going to be, what are you going to do at quarterback now? Frank Wilson was asked after the ball game, is Nussmeier now being on the bench, is that going to be a permanent thing? Is he going to be staying there on the bench? Will we see him back on the field? He said, look, I'm not ready to commit to all that right now. But, again, whatever it is not there for Nussmeier. 18 of 21 for $121 before he was subbed out in this ball game. Van Buren came in and showed some of it, but it just goes to the offensive struggles. Whatever Nussmeier has been struggling with this year, it continues.
It is, and I think you see that play we just watched as a sack. That was the play that the coaching staff said, no more. We can't do this. You're rolling into pressure. You're not helping our offensive linemen. You can't complain about not having enough time. So that's on Nuss. He cannot deal. You have to step up in the pocket. If you're going to play at the next level, you have to stay in the pocket. I think when I look at it, I'm a little torn on the complete benching, because if you're going to make that move, the backup has to come in and he has to perform. He has to play well. Otherwise, you risk the chance of losing a team, and that's a real possibility, because Van Buren came in 5'11" for 52 yards, and he only had 1 yard rushing. If he's going to utilize his legs, if you're going to make the move, it's got to be the right move.
Well, we'll find out if it's a permanent move for LSU when they take on Arkansas next Saturday morning.